Oh, Ben, I want to start off with this number. It's 41 Chinese military aircraft operating around Taiwan, and 32 of them were spotted in the ADIZ, which is a little bit closer to Taiwan. Is that number significant? Is that a high number of planes?
Well, I think it is significant. For one, the number we're talking about is well above average. 32 should be considered a kind of a major incursion into the ADIZ. And it comes kind of in the face of one President Lai's visit to Kinmen for the anniversary of the A-23 artillery battle of the Second Taiwan Strait crisis. And it also comes immediately following a U.S. Warship transiting the Taiwan Strait. But kind of in the broader scheme of things, in the last 3.5 months since President Lai took office, there's been an unprecedented surge in Chinese military activity around Taiwan. So we have now surpassed the yearly record for the number of Chinese aircraft tracked inside the ADIZ. That was 1,738 in 2022. With tonight's report, we're up to over 1,770. So we've blown past that record, and it looks like we're not going to stop anytime soon.
You also mentioned this U.S. warship transit in the Taiwan Strait. What was the United States trying to signal to China with this operation, and why was China upset with this?
Well, all Taiwan Strait transits are intended to signal the same thing, whether U.S. ships or U.S. and allies and partners or just other states in general, which we've seen this year. And that's the Taiwan Strait is international waters at the end of the day. And all states have the right to transit through international waters. Now, China doesn't feel that way. China, views that the Taiwan Strait is an internal body of water for China because they claim Taiwan as part of the People's Republic of China. And so it is viewed as inherently escalatory when the U.S. sends ships to the Taiwan Strait, but in all reality, under international law, it's a completely justifiable thing to do.
Looking at the press release from the United States Navy, they mentioned the word high seas and that they were transiting in a corridor within the Taiwan Strait. Usually they use language like international waters. Is there a difference between that high seas and international waters? And why is the United States playing around with that wording?
Well, I think it's important to note that the U.S., in addition to saying high seas, also specified that the area that they move their ship through is beyond the territorial waters of any coastal state. But the use of high seas is not nothing really major. It just reflects a more close alignment with the actual language in the UN Convention of the Law on the Sea. The reality is China has sent over 1,000 planes around Taiwan within a few dozen miles of Taiwan in the last 3.5 months. And it's the new normal. China's very good at creating those. And so, as in Washington, in Taipei, all over the world, what we have to recognize is that when these things develop in the way that ADA's activity has developed in the last 4 years, when we don't take action to prevent this escalation, we're setting ourselves up for whatever that unknown is.